Streaming is so hard, right, fellow streamers? Wait, I lost it. It's harder than working in a coal mine. So real. It's like I have to update OBS, and then I have to learn the new layout. Whew. Really breaking a sweat. Really breaking a sweat. I will say, like editing videos and staying up to date on VODs and stuff is not that fun. But I certainly would not equate it to like a tough a tough job. I don't know. I do kind of need to lock in and get better about treating it more similarly to a job. I want to grow and expand and do better. And like actually put in work. But like the quote unquote work isn't particularly strenuous, you know? You know? More of a learning curve than anything. How to even get a job? Man, heck if I know. Before I started streaming, I was like looking for jobs with my degrees and it was not so good. So I went to school. I have an English degree and I have a biology degree. And my dream job was to be like an editor or a publisher or something in like the literary field. Not an author, but like more like the technical side of books. I guess. And oh my goodness, you would not believe how competitive that field is. And then like I don't know, they all wanted me to have like at least 2 years of office experience, and then it was like, well, so the only jobs I could look for were just like basic office jobs. And it's like, man, I didn't even go to school for an office job. Like this isn't even like what I want to be doing. Like first of all, like I can't get the jobs that I don't even want. And I have to get these lame like jobs that I don't even want just for like the chance that like getting that experience on my resume would help get me like an in for publishing. And it just it was so hard. And I got really close to getting this one job, and the lady who interviewed me was like so incredibly nice and was like very optimistic, and she low-key was like, yeah, you'll be hearing back from us. And after the interview, she literally had me like doing work, which I don't even know if that's technically allowed. I don't know if that's technically allowed, but she had me like sitting there and like signing people in, and it was like just a regular office job for some sort of like, not really a hospital, but it was like a medical office job, like secretary work. And you know, which is not what I went to college for, but like I wanted some office work so that I could get a job that was like at least somewhat English related. But anyway, she told me I basically had the job, and like I don't know, like 2 days later she emailed me and she's like, hey, the position that we were hiring for, we actually were only filling in because like one of our employees, like I don't know, was on sick leave, like extended sick leave. It was gonna be gone for a long time, and we were just filling her role. But she actually just messaged and said she can come back to work, so we don't need you anymore. Like, goodbye. And mind you, this was after I already had applied to like tens of jobs, none of which I even wanted, by the way. It was just all these random office jobs that you don't even need a degree to have. And it's like, man, I have 2 degrees and I'm not even hearing anything back. I don't know if like my resume just wasn't formatted quite right, because I guess a lot of employers don't even physically look at your resume these days. They just like feed it through a program and like kind of look for keywords, and then if like you have enough of the matching keywords, then somebody will like physically look at it. At least that's how I heard that it goes. And I don't know if maybe my resume just wasn't getting through to people, or I don't know. I don't know. And then this other job that I did hear back from that I could have had was at a daycare, which also had free labor for some reason. It was a lot worse. So at the medical thing, they were just like having me check people in. And it was only for like, I don't know, like 20 minutes. And it like felt kind of weird because it's like, yo, I'm not technically trained to do this job. But like, you know, they wanted me to like test it out, I guess, and see how I would perform. Whatever, I wasn't that salty about it. But this daycare job? Oh my god. The interviewer person was like, yeah, at the end of all of our interviews, we like to have our applicants like be in the classroom like with the kids to like kind of see if this is like what they actually want to do, because we don't want like high turn rates or whatever. It's like, okay, that makes sense. She left me there by myself in this classroom with somebody who was like younger than me, which, you know, is like fine. I don't know. It was like fine that they're younger than me, but I thought it was so weird that like the lady didn't even stay with me. Like I thought cause she was the one that was like reviewing my application. Like I feel like she should have been watching me and seeing how I interacted, but no, she's like, yep, here's the classroom. I'll be back for you in an hour. And then she left me, and I don't know. It was just at a daycare, right? It wasn't really an office job. I was just kind of desperate and applying for a bunch of stuff at this point. And yeah, she just left me in this daycare classroom with this like teenager, and she said she'd be back in like approximately an hour. And like an hour and a half passes, and this classroom like moves to recess or whatever. And I'm like, am I supposed to be coming with you? Am I supposed to be like, am I supposed to find the lady who is interviewing? Or do I come to recess with you guys? But I didn't know, so I just ended up coming to recess, and I played like dodgeball with these kids. And it was like, man, I don't know. After that moment, I was like, maybe this is not the best work environment for me. So anyway, I eventually found the lady, and she's like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Like, I just got caught up on stuff. Like, I didn't mean to leave you there for so long. And I was like, haha. Anyway, I'm leaving. So I leave, and then she sends me like an offer, like a job offer email, and it was the only job offer that I got, and I had applied to like so many jobs, and I really had to think about it because I was kind of desperate for work. But I was like, man, this isn't even an office job. Like, even if I do take this job, it's not really going to put me on the path that I want to be on to become like an editor or a publisher. And so I did not take that job, and probably for good reason. If the lady got so busy that she just forgot about me when I wasn't even an employee there, I don't know. I feel like that would have been so stressful if I worked there. But yeah, so I did not I did not get a job, and then I started streaming, and yep, now I be streaming. Oh my goodness, hello Britt. Hello, it's good to see you. Sorry, I was yapping. I was so locked into my story. I promise I was not purposely ignoring chat. Never interviewed at a job where they made you work? Really? Yeah, I had 2 interviews where they did that. But the daycare was definitely like the most heinous. It was like, they're not even watching me. And like, also it felt so icky because I was working with children. And like, I feel like the parents of these children, you know, probably want to know which adults their kids are with throughout the day. And like, I was just there, and like, I had not gone through any background checks or like screening, and like, it just felt very unprofessional and very weird. At the like medical office, at least the person who interviewed me was like right there, and like telling me like, all right, you like scan their name tag and then find them in the system, and then you have to tell them this and this and this and this, so it wasn't as bad, but it was still strange. Like, man, I was doing like actual work and not getting paid for it. But all the other interviews I went to, they did not have me doing all that. Edit my life, Miss Faust. Man, I love editing. Not really video editing. I think video editing is not my passion, but like literature editing, it's so tasty. I love like fixing people's grammar and like going through sentences and paragraphs and being like, well, you could word this better, or like, let me change this around for like clarity. It's so satisfying. I love it so much. I love making words pretty. Oh, I haven't had this in a bit. Okay. Let me take a little sippy first. Hey, coffee! I hope you liked it. What I think was an interview, maybe it was an orientation. But I went to the guy's house I was gonna work in and met him. He's working as a disability aide. Okay. Thank you for clarifying. I was like, what do you mean you're going to his house? And I didn't have my social card physically on me, and I was getting bad vibes, so I was like, actually, never mind, I'm good. Yeah, I do think that's scary. I've never gone to anybody's house for like an interview or orientation. I think that is like a little scary. Like, I get it if that's like what the nature of the job is, but there is something that feels a little fishy about that. Oh my god, when I was still in college, I almost fell for like an email scam. I was really close to falling for an email scam. And it was one of those things where it's like, if it sounds like it's too good to be true, then it probably is. But I was naive, and like that had never really happened to me before. But anyway, I wish I still had the email, but it was through my college email, so I can't read it to you. But I got an email through my college email that was like, hey, I am like a student. I'm a student that like goes to the same college as you, and I am looking for like an in-house dog sitter. And like I'm really swamped with like juggling work and college or something like that. And like I just am not giving my dogs the proper care that they need, and I am willing to pay you. It was like it was like $20 an hour, and like I don't know. I don't remember how many hours a week they said it was, but it was like $20 an hour, like way above minimum wage, just to like, I don't know, like feed and take out this person's dogs. Which I don't know. Saying it out loud now, it's like, well, Faust, obviously that was such a scam.